Alright guys, so today you're going to use proportions to find a missing value. Emphasis on proportions. We're going to be using this to solve any missing value that we need to find. Over here we're going to have the CFS. Please use the CFS, or I will be using the CFS to help us solve the problem, and this will be super helpful once you do the work independently. So let's get started. It says Miss Naguib has joined a community service project to plant more trees around Bayview. They explain that for every 100 seeds planted, only 25 will start to grow. If Miss Naguib wants to plant 12 seeds on 3rd Street, how many trees will actually grow? Okay, so step number 1 in the CFS. When we get started here, we're actually going to follow these steps. So I'm going to put step number 1, and let's look at step number 1. So step number 1 says simplify the given ratio into its simplest form by finding the unit rate. Okay, so here we have our ratio. Okay, so here's what we know. What we know is this. We know that what it tells us is for every 100 seeds, 25 trees grow. Okay, so for every 100 seeds, 25 trees will grow. Okay, so we need to find what's the unit rate. So we're going to use, we're using proportions to find the unit rate. So if I want to figure out, well, if there's 12 seeds, how many will grow? I need to figure out, okay, like how many seeds need to be planted for 1 tree to grow? That's what I have to find first. We have to find the unit rate. So I'm going to figure out how much then, okay, how many seeds need to be planted then for 1 tree to grow. So let's figure that out first. So in the CFS, it tells you that your units need to be aligned. We need to be very aware at the units. So if trees are in the bottom, then my second ratio in my proportion has to have trees in the bottom. And if seeds are in the top, my second ratio also has to have seeds in the top. Okay, so let's use this proportion, right? If I want to figure out if it's 100 seeds for 25 trees to grow, how many for one tree to grow, I have to get from 25 to 1, I have to divide 25 by itself, by 25, which means I'm going to divide 100 by 25. 100 divided by 25 gives me 4. Okay, so first step is I found my unit rate. If 100 seeds planted gives you 25 trees, that means 4 seeds planted will give you 1 tree. Okay, cool. So that's my unit rate, all right? It's in its most simplest form. Okay, but that's not what the question's asking me. The question's not asking me how many seeds per 1 tree. The question is asking how many trees will grow if Miss Naguib, not me, wants to plant 12 seeds. Okay, so what we're gonna do is step number 2. Use the unit rate to find the missing value by setting up the proportion. So we're gonna use the unit rate. So step 2 in the CFS, I'm gonna write my unit rate right here. I know that it's 4 seeds per 1 tree. I want to figure out, okay, well, Miss Naguib wants to know if she plants 12 seeds. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to put 12 seeds. Remember, step 3 in the CFS is to always be aware of your units. So if units, the seeds are at the top, then my second ratio will also have seeds at the top. How many trees will grow? Oops, we don't know. Okay, so let's figure this out. How do I get from 4 to 12? So to get from 4 to 12, I have to multiply by 3. So 4 times 3, we can make 12, which means I have to multiply by 3 at the bottom, right? Anything I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom, and vice versa. So that would be 1 times 3, which is 3 trees. So your answer would be 3. And so when you type your answer over here, I want you to just type 3. Just type the number. That's all you need to do for both of these. Only put the number, don't put 3 trees, just put 3. Okay? Now, here's part B. Okay, so we figured out, okay, for 12 seeds, it's 3 trees, right? We answered the question. Now we're going to put part B. So I'm going to put part B right here. And so part B is saying, if Miss Nagy planted 36 seeds around Bayview, how many would not grow? So emphasis on the not. So again, we're going to use our unit rate to always find the missing value by using a proportion. So let's use the unit rate here. I know that for 4 seeds, my unit rate is telling me for 4 seeds, we have 1 tree that will grow. So it's asking us, okay, so if we have 36 seeds, how many trees will not grow? So here's the most important part. I need you to pay very close attention to part B because there's 2 parts, right? So what it's going to tell you is first, we know, okay, how do I get from 4 to 36? That's going to be multiplying by 9. So if I'm multiplying by 9, that means with this proportion, I have to multiply by 9 at the bottom, which means for 36 seeds, 9 trees will grow. But, that's not what the question's asking me, right? This bottom is showing me how many trees will grow. What I have to find is how many will not grow. So here's the final step. At the end, if I know that for 36 seeds, 9 trees will grow, I have to figure out how many will not grow. That means I have to figure out what's left over. So I'm going to do, okay, 36 minus 9. How many get left over, right? If 9 grow, how many don't grow? So we subtract. So we're going to do 36 minus 9, and that's going to give me, oh man, why am I forgetting what 16 minus 9? Are you guys kidding me? Oh my gosh. 5. So, sorry, not 5. That's 7. This would give me 17. Whew, that took me a second. Oh my gosh. 17 will not grow. And that's going to be my answer is 17, right? Because that's how much that's left over. So make sure, please make sure when you type in your answer is going to, I don't know why it's not showing me right here, but what you need to do is actually just write the number. Just write 17. Don't write anything else. Okay. All right. So let's remind ourselves that we're using our proportions. We need to make sure that our units are always aligned. And at the end, we're realizing that the bottom is finding how many trees will grow. This says how many will not grow, so we're going to have to figure out how much is left over. So sorry for this long video. Hope you guys understand this. Let me know if you have any questions.